I just remember we went to some amphitheater in San Diego and like saw a whole dress rehearsal of the Up and Smoke tour, and we went backstage and met everybody: Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Nate Dogg, Exhibit, Corrupt, Warren G, Daz.
God damn, that's like the Avengers of like West Coast hip hop. This dude met all them. Woo! All right, everybody. This is My Wand here at Dash Radio on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Mogul Talk.
Man, today
Mogul
we got
Talk.
a combo. We got a little double disc. We got a rapper producer combo. Hugh Augustine.
I had to bring Walt. You know.
Explain.
I'm
Why
here.
did you have to bring Walt?
We got our new album Mogul Talk dropping
Mogul Talk.
February 24th. You feel me?
They got the hats on too.
Exclusively produced by Walt.
Whole
sir.
project.
7 tracks. So you know I couldn't come and update you if I didn't bring my boy.
Makes sense. Well, man, one thing I've known about you, Hugh, is you are an intelligent, like you move smart.
Oh yeah.
You are one of the harder working independent artists in the game. You've given us a project every 2-3 years, and not like a little project. You've given us like projects.
Yeah, albums.
And you have a real storied career, like in the hip hop side, obviously. Mm-hmm. You know, I remember the first time, you know, I'm sure you hear this all the time, but the first time Hugh came across my radar, that Titty and Dollar, which is probably my favorite Isaiah Rashad song.
Yeah.
And like you contributed to that. When I listen to that record, I never hit skip until I've heard you spit to it. I get through that whole thing.
Facts.
10 million streams, right?
Shit, I mean, last time I checked Spotify, it was like 33 million streams.
33
on
million?
there.
Oh Jesus!
I don't know what it is on Apple Music, but
So you've done monumental things on the music side, and you still are.
Thank you.
But then also we got Hugh's Hot Bowls, which has been covered by Munchies, Vice, LA Times.
Yeah.
You're just a hard-working motherfucker, man.
Thank you.
Mogul Talk.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I just feel like, you know, the world is wide open, you know, and if I'm interested in something, I want to take advantage and like use my time to really test it out and see, you know, how far shit can go.
I love that, man. There's nobody I respect more than the independent artist, because I think a lot of people don't realize how much harder an independent artist has to work.
Right.
But you're working harder so you can own. It's like when you go to a mom and pop shop and they own the business. You know what I mean? And you see the owner behind the counter sweating. So there's no one I respect more than an independent artist.
Even the way independent shit, you know what I'm saying? We are a mom and pop shop, but we trying to turn this shit up too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We trying to take it to the next level. So I think that's the whole essence behind Mogul Talk too, is like we got a good idea, we got a good foundation, we got a good community coming out of the city, but we want to take this shit international, you know what I'm saying? Like we want to turn it into a whole movement, just like Walt being one of the dopest producers out of LA right now. He's producing for all of the best artists out of the city, you feel me? So that's what I'm talking about, is like, yeah, we got some good shit going on in the hood or whatever, but it's time to take it to the world, to the globe.
Mogul Talk.
Mogul Talk. How did you guys get tapped in, Walt? How did you get tapped in?
I've always been a fan of Hugh, like before I met him.
Thanks,
like,
Walt.
yeah, I've always been a fan of my boy. But we finally like really got tapped in. Probably like maybe like before the pandemic. Yeah, like right before the pandemic. Actually, right before he started Hot Bowls. Yeah, and
I guess the year before that, right? 2020?
2020.
No, before 2018.
Damn, bro, time just be flying. But
2019. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. He was at a different spot recording, and I was just pulling up on him. Making some records and shit. Like I had already came across him a few times. Like we had spoken, just chopped it up real quick. But that was the point when we really started to sit down and like build a relationship and a foundation around music and stuff.
What made it the time now for Walt and Hugh to say we're doing this project together? What made it the right time for Mogul Talk?
Shit, I feel like we just started connecting in the studio a lot after 100 years later. Like after I did that album, I was really just thinking about like whose sound was I really fucking with the most out of producers that are from LA, and like specifically black producers from LA, from my neighborhood and from the area where I grew up at. And I was just really trying to tap in on like the most like home, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're trying to like create a designation for our like our area and like the sound that comes out of it, like who are the people that are really from there that are creating the sound? And that's why I was seeking out Walt and like wanted to invite him in to like come to my studio and like just work with me, and you know, any type of beats that he felt like I could get on, like, and I think that's really how Mogul Talk came about, is like Walt having his own vision for like what my sound could be, and me having the desire to work with somebody that has like a vision too, you know, because a lot of times when you're an artist that has an established sound or something, like producers will send you beats that they feel like sound like your other shit or like something that you're familiar with, you know?
So Walt was giving you something different?
Yeah, he was giving me something expansive and something that could take like the sounds to the next level, you know?
I love that, man. And like I was saying, you just move very wisely. Because like the best thing I think an artist can do is lock in with a producer, maybe 2 or 3, but like having one producer really craft the sound of an album.
And
So-
it's not to say that I haven't been working with other producers. I've been working with everybody out here, but I just feel like what we've been doing has been so focused, and we really been taking our time with it, and like the time is now for this to get the focus and like,
Mogul Talk.
Mogul Talk. You coming in with like
You
the
know?
Migos ad.
Exactly.
Mogul Talk.
Mogul Talk.
real shit.
Yeah,
So one thing though, I do gotta say, this is specifically to Hugh. You were the first person to make me look at vegan food like it's fire.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've always like, even
That's
just
good.
when I think about it.
Yeah,
like I
that's
remember the
good.
first time I had it, my sister took me to a spot called like Native Foods or some shit.
Yeah.
She had me get a burger and she didn't tell me what it was. I ate the burger. Halfway through it, I'm loving it. She's like, oh, it's vegan. And immediately something flipped in my head, and I'm like, oh, this is some bullshit. I was like, I can taste it. I was telling her, like, this doesn't even taste like meat. It was a mental thing. It wasn't like actually what I was eating. It tasted great. So for years, I never thought eating vegan food would be appetizing, or it never sounded cool to me.
Yeah.
And then I started rocking with you because we did we had you on our program on Twitch back in the pandemic.
Right.
So then I'm caught up. I follow Hugh. I'm watching all this food you make. I'm watching these Hugh's Hot Bowls, and I'm like, damn, jackfruit actually looks fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm watching all this shit you make. I thought that was a really dope thing that you did, because the hip hop community has never really shined a light on like being healthy as far as when it comes to food.
I don't think that's true. I feel like there's like a lot of artists that have, you know, Dead Prez got a whole song about eating to live. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
But I just feel like we as just like a society need to change our relationship with food, and like even I make vegan food, but I just make food, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it just might not be the food that you're used to eating or like what you're familiar with, and I might use different ingredients and it doesn't have meat in it or dairy or whatever, but it's just food. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit grows out of the earth, and I cook it and we eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just food. Like this is what food is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's called like vegan is like a designation that we put on it to identify it, but it's like, bro, this is food. Like, you know, if we were living in a different type of like societal structure, this is the type of food you would probably be eating. You know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't be able to just go to the store and buy a cow every day, chicken every day. Like if you had to really go raise that cow and go, you wouldn't be eating it every day like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So, you know.
Hey, tell that to my people in Afghanistan. You know, back in Afghanistan, they raise the animals in the back. And then, like, for dinner on a special night, they go and pick what lamb they're going to eat. That shit's crazy.
On a special night.
Yeah, on a special night.
But every day, you're not eating that lamb. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
definitely.
thing about, like, our relationship to food and, like, the diet and the commercialization. Like, you know, like, what I'm saying? Like there's whole industries that benefit off of like you eating what you eat. You know what I'm saying?
That's
There's
very
people
true.
getting rich off of that.
They had the food pyramid was a lie. I just saw it came out like a year ago that the food pyramid that we learned in the 90s as kids was a complete hoax. Like we're not even supposed to be having milk like that. You know, it was like bread at the top and milk at the top. So they definitely fucked the whole thing up. Walt,
Milk is
fucking with Hugh, you've done this whole project with him.
Right.
Are you vegan now?
I'm not. I am my vegan now. It's crazy.
No, I thought maybe.
No, I
like,
feel you.
can you bring chicken into the session? Are you allowed to have meat in the session?
Absolutely.
Or no?
We've gone out to eat a few times where it's like I'll just get like what I want and he'll just get the vegan option or
You
whatever.
don't say nothing, Hugh. You're
Nah,
not
it's not like that.
That cow was alive
He's like,
yesterday.
yo, oh God, he's like, yo, you know what you eating right now?
You know, I
But
ate
nah,
that
yeah,
shit
he-
my whole life, bro.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? I'm
right.
not here to shame anybody. Or
What
anything
made
like
you
that.
flip a switch?
Just my own personal reasons, you know, like my own health.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Look, I would never tell somebody anything when I know they're right, and I know you're on the right path as far as eating
Absolutely.
that stuff. But you know, like I used to work
It's
with.
my own journey. I just am open to share it with people. And some people fuck with it, and then some people fuck with the food that I make, and I'm able to like have a business off of that.
Hey, and I never heard a bad word said about Hugh's hot bowls. Always good. People are like, damn, it's a fire. This shit
It's
slaps.
just selling.
You won't.
Yeah, I can't wait to have it.
Still selling.
But no, I was wondering because like when I used to roll around with Joey Fats and he's Muslim during Ramadan, like I couldn't eat during the day because he'd be like, bro, if you're gonna eat, I'm gonna get hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I come from a Muslim background, but I don't fast anymore. But when I was with him, if we were working together that day, I would fast. Like it was just like,
Got you.
how am I gonna eat? And he's
And
like,
he's not.
So
Yeah,
I was wondering
right,
for
right.
you. If
Oh,
it's
okay,
like,
got you.
You know,
got
when
you.
you're with
Yeah, I
Hugh,
hear
it might
that,
be
I hear
awkward.
that, I
You
hear
order
that.
some beef, and he was like, man, but no, I guess
Nah,
not.
yeah. It's,
No, I don't even
you know,
look at it like that. If
You're a
anything, I
cool
might be
vegan.
like, damn, that shit look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I've
you're a
definitely
cool
come
vegan.
across like vegans who would like,
Shame you.
or anybody like who practices one thing who would try to shame you for doing it another way. But like, you know, there's people out there who just like kind of, like you said, like I have respect for what you're doing. And I
Yeah.
have respect for what you're doing. So
I'm trying to lead by
I'm just trying
example.
to eat, man. I'm just trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get full.
I love that, man. Well, back to the music, man. Hugh, you have been a consistently dope artist.
Thank you.
Back to, I'm trying to remember the name of the project. It was
Massimo Ciabatta.
Massimo Ciabatta. That comes from your
Yeah.
Italian roots, right?
Yeah.
You got like that really like the Italian roots. I see it in the name, in that project. But you've always consistently just given us dope music. You remind me
you.
like that, like Dom Kennedy, where it's like when I know when Dom drops, the only thing I know is it's gonna be dope, regardless of what it's
That's
gonna
tight.
sound like. It might be high energy, it might be low energy,
Mogul Talk.
but it's gonna be dope.
Mogul Talk.
It's gonna be dope. So Mogul Talk, can we expect
Yeah.
more of that laid back?
Mogul Talk. Mogul Talk. Mogul Talk.
Because the single you dropped is a little more upbeat, a little more
Yeah.
heavy on the
Is
808.
this? I guess this project isn't technically laid back, is it?
I wouldn't classify it as that at all.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
what would you say?
there's points. It's a journey. It's a journey of a project for sure. Like it's a ride. Like there's peaks, there's valleys, there's fast songs, there's laid back songs. Like yeah, it's a journey. I like to say that it's a ride. It's gonna be a ride for sure. But
Okay.
I'm really excited for the world to hear it.
That's dope, man. I think it's super dope that for Hugh to roll through and immediately he was like, yo, this is me and Walt today.
Word.
Yeah, facts.
It goes back to why Hugh has been in the game for so long, like inconsistent. Like you dropped, you got numbers, you've been covered by all the publications from Vice to Revolt to LA Times. This man just moves wisely. Like Hugh
Bless.
you're just a wise man.
What's up?
But let me ask you, Hugh, have you ever been, because I know with all these great moments you've had, whether it's Titty and Dalla and touring the world with TDE, or it's Hugh's Hot Bowls and you're all over TV. Have you ever been tempted to go the major route, stop being independent, play the game like everybody else is?
I mean, I feel like I know what I want out of the music business, you know what I'm saying? So if a major company was to come along and offer me like a good partnership and we could do legit business, you know, that would be great. I don't see anything wrong with partnering with like a bigger company if it's a partnership, you know what I'm saying? because that's what I'm about. I'm about doing partnerships. That's why I got Walt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's a joint project.
Mogul Talk.
If we're doing anything, it needs to be equal. Like, especially if I'm putting in the work, it's my intellectual property. I'm the one who's creating the assets in the situation. You're just putting up money. It's like, if I have the money to hire the same people that you're gonna hire, right? Then why do I need you?
Absolutely.
I just need to get money. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And if we're getting money now, and we know the people to hire, and we're doing all that stuff to get what we want out of it, then what's the point of having a bigger company? You
No,
know?
for sure.
But if the company wants to come and like put 10x on what we're already doing, then yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So
You know?
it sounds like you're not one of those like, nah, fuck the industry, fuck the major labels. You're just waiting. It would have to be the right offer. Like,
I mean, I've seen a lot of people get fucked up by not being knowledgeable about the business that they're taking part in, you know? And I feel like they're not doing anything to inform artists about the deals that they're doing with them, you know? So that's definitely a problem. I think there needs to be more transparency in the industry, and I think that we just need more like financial literacy. We need a lot of stuff as artists, like in terms of the information that we have when we go into these deals, and it's like a predatory industry, you know? It's like, these are all things that I already know. So if I know that, I gotta like move smarter and like participate in a way that's comfortable for me, you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I've been very much like every artist should be independent. I remember when I was working on music, my last leg of making the music, we're working with Chance the Rapper's folks. And I was so enamored with the fact that he wasn't signed.
Yeah.
He was signing these big contracts with Apple, and he was doing these big deals with like different brands and stuff. But then somebody recently, my homie Sylvan Marshall, I don't know if you know him, dude out here does radio, shout out him and his pops. Sylvan told me something that like fucked my head up. He said, every like major superstar we can think of since we were kids, like superstars like the Michael Jacksons, the Weeknds, the Drakes, they all had to go the label route. And he said the actual concept of like a superstar, the way we see it, was created by the labels. And that really fucked my head up, because I was like, damn, that's kind of true. Like, but not to say like you probably making more money than a lot of these rappers who look like they're popping, who it looks like they're doing great. But I think that whole
That's
concept,
a very interesting point that you point out there, because, you know, I don't be pocket watching these people, but it's just interesting because I just know when I go around town and I see certain people, and it's like, damn, these dudes are like lit or whatever. You see them all the time in the coverage or whatever, but it's like, I'm in the same party, same promo list. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
I'm in the same girls, same cars, same restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we really chasing out here?
For
You feel
sure,
me?
for
Like,
sure.
that's why it's Mogul Talk, because it's like we trying to
Mogul
figure out
Talk.
how to get more money and do some shit bigger than just being more popular and more famous.
Yeah.
Like, we've been popular since middle school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, I'm really from LA, so being like popping in Hollywood is not a goal, because it's like, that's what other people are chasing, you know?
And speaking of high school, bro, you grew up with like you mentioned something once that when you come from LA and you've been in music, you kind of just grow up around everybody. So you grew up with like Sid, right? Crazy. Like, you guys have known each other since you were kids?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I know you said it was because, I remember from what I read at least, it was because your parents, I think, knew each other, or your parents knew her parents?
My dad and her mom went to high school together.
Okay. And your pops was doing security, right, for NWA?
Yeah.
NWA and then Up in Smoke tour.
Yeah, he tour managed the Up in Smoke tour.
Did he ever bring you around?
I did go to one like dress rehearsal for the Up in Smoke tour,
Do you
and I met.
remember it?
Hell yeah, it's like a defining moment in my life for sure on why I do what I do. You know,
Describe that. Like, what was it? So you went into the dress.
me and my
rehearsal.
brothers and yeah, my mom. We all went down there to San Diego. They were like getting ready to do the. I don't know what. I don't know if it was like the beginning of the whole tour or what, but I just remember we went to some amphitheater in San Diego and like saw a whole dress rehearsal of the Up in Smoke tour, and we went backstage and met everybody: Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Nate Dogg, Exhibit, Corrupt, Warren G, Daz.
God damn. That's like the fucking Avengers of like West Coast hip hop. This dude met all them.
Yeah, Devin the Dude.
And
I'm
Devin.
trying to remember who
And
else.
Devin.
The Avengers.
God damn.
Yeah, it's like the
David
Avengers,
everyone's
though.
like
That's
DJ
hilarious.
Quick was there. Fucking
Everybody was there. It's
Albie
Up in
Shore
Smoke,
was
It
too.
was
there.
crazy because when I went and saw that documentary,
Uh-huh.
I was like, so there's a moment in the documentary where when Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg are about to come out, there's like a video that plays and they're like in a liquor store and they like get into a shootout. Then there's like all these naked girls and stuff.
Okay, I know
You
what
seen
you're talking
that?
about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so when this was actually happening and I was at the dress rehearsal, like my mom was covering my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Because I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. So I saw this by like peeking through type shit, you know? And I didn't know if it was like, you know, in my memory, I'm like, is this real?
Right.
And then years later, when I seen it on the thing on YouTube, I was like, damn, like that was actually,
what I was-
yeah,
right,
that's like
right.
that memory in my head, you know?
That's like that must be a core memory.
That's
You'll never
fire.
forget that. And so you said at the beginning of this that kind of shaped you, where you were like, "This is what I'm gonna do."
It was definitely inspirational, influential into me wanting to be like on a stage and just seeing like meeting these people and like feeling like, okay, this is not like a far thing. you know?
Yeah. Cause look, I vividly remember, core memory of mine, watching the fucking DVD. I was in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Shout out my cousin Wally. I remember he put that shit on. Mom came in the room screaming, "What the fuck is my son watching? What the fuck?" She was screaming. It was like the first time I heard my mom scream like that. So that was a memory for me. So I can't imagine you fucking being there and meeting all of them and having to have your eyes covered.
And I got to see it from its like raw, like, you know, production. Like it's literally a dress rehearsal. You feel me? So
yeah.
it was just, it was crazy.
Wow. Have you ran into any of those legends since and been like, man, I was there at the Up in Smoke? You remember me as a kid?
Not really. I haven't really ran into any of them.
Okay, it's gonna happen. I think between, you know, Snoop, Daz, Corrupt, Dre, like you're gonna run into one of them and be like, bro, I was at San Diego back there, and maybe they'll remember it.
Nah, they gonna remember it for sure.
That's crazy, man.
There
Well,
wasn't no other kids back there but me and my brothers, and you know.
yeah, absolutely, man. Well, good to know, man. If I have the opportunity, I'm gonna take my kids to the most G rap show ever, because
It's gonna
clearly
be
it
my
left
show
an
when you
imprint.
have some kids. You gotta bring them backstage.
Okay.
Mogul Talk.
Mogul Talk. I got to give you guys a gift, so I do this thing where I give every artist an album from my CD collection.
Oh, damn.
So for Walt, for you, I had to run up and improvise and get you
Okay.
a gift.
Word.
Hugh, I had 2
I appreciate
albums
it.
to give you. One is just like a topic of discussion I want to have, and then one's like actually. So don't be offended. I'm gonna start with the topic of discussion one
Okay.
that I want to give you, because you kind of remind me of this dude. And I wanted to like pinpoint this moment in his career. I don't know if you remember Murs.
Of course.
You kind of remind me of the
This
way
is
Murs.
the big homie.
You remind me of the way that Murs moves, because Murs was always so respectful to hip hop and was always
Yeah.
doing things for the community of hip hop, like
Yeah.
that were way bigger than him at times.
Yeah, wow.
And this was Murs' album when he went major for one
Right.
album.
I
He went
remember
major
this.
for one album. He had a song on there, "Lookin' Fly," I think, produced by will.i.am.
Right, this was Warner.
And that the reason I bring this up is that was the moment that introduced me to Murs. I was
Yeah.
asleep on Murs forever. I remember he had
I already knew Murs. I'm from L.A. Come on, man.
See, I didn't know, and that
I'm from
moment
LA.
put me on Murs.
I already knew Murs.
And so
yeah.
I wanted to bring up, like, have you ever been tempted to
I got
say,
a song
like,
with Murs.
is it out?
No. It's not.
Oh.
It's on my phone.
Okay, okay. Let me give you guys the next 2 albums. So I didn't want you to be like, this guy gave me that Murs album, because
No,
I
I
know
fuck with Murs.
that's one of his, like, that just isn't like.
This is my high school era right here.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, 2008.
Well, I'm gonna give you a big crit
Oh,
live
wow.
from the underground. Walt, I gotta give you that doggy style.
Man, damn, bro. What?
I had to give you guys
What?
You know I love Chris.
You improvised this?
I improvised that because once you came through, I said I had to think producer rapper combo and the importance of having that producer rapper combo. And Doggy Style is the epitome of that.
Big Crit show when you came to LA.
Bro, you really remind me of Big Crit. I don't know why, Hugh. I do not know why, but when I listened to Big Crit back in the day, I fucked with Big Crit so heavy because
when I was in college, I went to school in New Orleans.
Oh shit!
That's how I got turned on to like Currency and Wiz and Big Crit, and literally that's
Don't miss this
Nipsey,
jet,
Crit, Wiz, and Currency. Like when I was in college, that's all you was hearing from my dorm room.
I had a feeling you fucked with Crit because of that, because you are independent. You move like them. Like I remember when Currency
and he just can rap
and
really
produce.
great and produce really great, and it's just everything. Yeah, I just really love Crit. He's just an amazing musician. You know?
Amazing, incredibly talented. I remember when Currency was doing like Pilot Talk 1, 2, and 3. That was the only thing I was listening to at the time was these dudes. Cushion OJ, Pilot Talk 1 and 2, and then I throw on some Crit. That was a whole
like that when that shit came out and I was in school, like it was going crazy. Just like that was like the height of the blog era too, you know, and it was just like at that time I was probably waking up every day going on hypebeast.com looking at like what was the new shit that came out on High Snobiety, just looking at the new clothes and shit like. And I was in New Orleans, so it wasn't really like a lot of connection to like streetwear culture or anything like out there, because it was only a couple of shops out there where like that type of culture was going on, or where I could like buy shoes and stuff like that. So for those like months that I was in New Orleans, I was just like staying tapped in with everything from the internet. And I was like, you know, discovering all this music on blogs like Nah Right and like Two Dope Boys and stuff like that.
That was the shit back then. If it hit Two Dope Boys, we all heard it.
Know?
Yeah.
And ordering my clothes online because I was still
Karma
out
Loop?
there trying to be like I never bought clothes on Karma Loop.
You never fucked with Karma Loop?
Never bought clothes.
Oh, I love Karma Loop, bro. They had the best deals. You could drop $100 back in the day and get like 7 fits.
To say that right now, I never bought a.
You never ever bought
touched
clothes from Karma Loop. Walt, did you ever buy clothes from Karma Loop?
Nope.
I'm not.
Do I have no swag? Is that like a thing?
I just grew up buying clothes from the real stores where Karma Loop was trying to get their clothes from.
Okay. I fucked with Karma Loop because I was, it was affordable.
I feel that.
Karma Loop.
I never bought clothes.
Yeah, I think I wasn't even like, cause I'm younger than you, so it's like. I don't know.
Fairfax.
You feel me? Exactly. That's how you be talking.
I mean, Hugh, back in the day, Fairfax, you remember Fairfax and Rosewood? I used to pull up to there every month, once a month, just to fuck around, be on Fairfax. 'Cause I'm from
What
Orange
year was that?
County. Like 2011, 2010, 11. I remember back when like you would go there and you'd see like Frank and Tyler just riding bikes.
Yeah.
I remember back like right, they were bubbling at the time, but they hadn't popped yet. You would see them just hanging out there. I remember seeing Tyler in front of Supreme yelling at all the white kids.
Definitely.
They would walk by and he'd be like, "It's Tyler, dude," and he would be like talking shit to him.
Yeah, so it's crazy because by that time it was like shit already changed. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like our high school hangout. You know what I'm saying? So by like 2010, 11, 12, it was like, it's crazy that people would be referring to that as like the OG Fairfax days when that's not even the OG Fairfax days. You know?
See, I was behind. I was from Orange County, so that was
so
like,
by then it was already like the internet, the world knew about it. You know?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So Mogul Talk, the project's dropping tomorrow night.
Mogul Talk.
So by the time this content is out, y'all could hear the project. So what
Mogul
song
Talk.
are you guys most excited about for people to hear on the project?
Back in Focus.
Wait, you guys
Back in
aligned on
Focus.
that real quick.
Yeah, man.
What's special about Back in Focus?
That shit just transformed like fucking Optimus Prime, nigga. Like that shit started off as one thing and it just became a whole nother thing, and it's just crazy now. Like, yeah.
I think that record's gonna translate really well. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Definitely.
That's the one that's gonna get like a big
Word.
push. You guys gonna do a video behind it, I imagine.
Yeah,
everything.
we got a video.
Video's already done.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole tape is fire. There's plenty of vibes for everybody on there. But the one I'm most excited about, the one he's most excited about, yeah, probably Back and
Yeah, you guys answered that in unison real fucking quick. That was like some Boys to Men shit.
Got a
I was
couple
like, which
features
one?
on there too. YG Tut.
Yep. That
Shout
song
out
is
to
fire.
House And
That song is fire.
Cheyenne Wright.
That song is also
So
fire.
yeah,
So
you
it's like,
know, I feel like there's something for everybody on this project, and it's a nice, cool listen. You can pop it in on your ride to the function or whatever. Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited
vibe.
because Hugh, like I said, the one word I would use to describe you is consistent. Consistently working, consistently dope. You're like there's a lot of variables in the world, but one constant is every 2 or 3 years you're gonna get a crazy album from Hugh
And
Augustine.
I'm about to step the frequency up too. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, you might get 2 projects this year.
Hello.
Oh shit!
Hello.
Yeah.
Is Walt? You know,
Oh, man.
Me and Walt got so much
Yeah,
music.
I was just say it's just like
This
we
is
could
just
drop
the-
3 tapes if we really wanted
This is
to.
just the ones we putting out right now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that, man. The reason I wanted to give Walt this here is
I love that.
is
Thank you, man. Bro,
Doggy
doggy
style.
style. Give me doggy
I had to
style.
highlight the importance of a great producer.
Thank you,
Right.
And how, like, shout out to Snoop, shout out to Hugh, like, shout out the artist is equally as important too. Be like, when you actually look at The Chronic, I tell people all the time, The Chronic is as much of a Snoop album as it is a Dr. Dre
Absolutely.
album.
That
Absolutely.
album was introducing Snoop
Yes.
Dogg,
And
for sure.
Snoop brought everyone on there.
Mm-hmm.
Daz, Corrupt, Lady of Rage, I think even RBX. Like, all these people were Snoop's people.
Mm-hmm.
Lady of Rage is his cousin. Corrupt's his cousin. I think Daz is loosely related to Snoop too. So that's like as much of a Snoop project, but you wouldn't have the Doggy Style, you wouldn't have the Chronic, you wouldn't have all this without the Dre. So Walt, this you feel like is like your moment as a producer?
Yeah, I mean, shit. Like,
You definitely having a moment.
yeah, it's. I'm having fun, man. I'm having a lot of fun. Like, it's I've been making music for a minute now, so I think it's just all in. It's all in the rotation. Like, it's all in a day's work. Okay, I'm just putting one foot in front of the other, trying to make good records, records that stand the test of time. That's really like.
Man, talk about who you work with right now, Walt.
Yeah, let's brag for a little bit. Give me
Come on.
like
Talk about
4 or
it.
5 of your biggest
Come on.
collaborators. People you produce.
Shout out to
I didn't get to do my research for this. Hugh kind of hit me. I was like, oh shit, we got Walt here
Right.
too. Hit me with some of your collaborations.
Well, shit, I work with a lot of people, bro. Like, I feel like 2 big projects that people know me from in the city is Key Riches, rest in peace. He was an artist out of Compton. I did his last 2 projects, Easy Money 1 and Easy Money 2.
Oh damn, I didn't realize that.
I did those. Oh, we did those together. I've done a Mindy. I'm not sure if you know who that is. She's like, I don't know, like an artist from Los Angeles as well.
Hottest singers in the city right
Yeah,
now.
we had a song named Telly. I did that. That's definitely million+ streams on everything.
Period.
Who else? Toby Lou from Chicago, YG Tut from Chattanooga, Guap Dad Buddy, Hugh Augustine, Mothero, Sham 1016. Yeah, bro, the list goes on. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm trying to make music with people. Like I said, I was already a fan of Hugh, so that's I'm trying to make music with people that I'm a fan of and that I genuinely already enjoy.
I love that.
And he spoke about like Snoop and Dre, and that takes a certain amount of trust for them to be able to make a project like Doggy Style, and like that's one thing that I really appreciate Hugh for having in me is like the trust to trust what I think he should rap on, or like where we think where the car should go. You know what I mean?
love that.
For sure.
So,
Artists need that. Like,
This was
absolutely.
definitely like a time where I like relinquished a lot of control over like just being like particular about certain stuff. And if Walt had an opinion about something, it's even like the track list and songs that like we didn't put on there or did put on there. Some of them I was like, man, I'm really feeling this one. He's like, nah, man, trust me, let's take that one off and put this one, or you know. And it's just being like, yeah, all right, like, you know,
Right.
if you know, I believe in your ear and like, you know, your taste, and that's why I'm working with you. So as a producer, that's something I gotta respect and be like, you know what, if you feel like this, like let's like roll with it and see what happens, you know.
I love that, man. Some of the best moments in music happen because of that trust.
Right.
I
Exactly.
remember like
exactly.
hearing Quincy Jones say that Michael wanted the violin beginning to what was it? Na, 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 from Off the Wall. Anyway, one of the records Off the Wall. I'm blanking on the name of it, but Michael wanted the violins out, and Quincy's like, "Get the fuck out of here, dog! You're keeping that in." And it's that iconic.
Right. That's the part of the song that everybody.
Drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and even like Thriller. Thriller was originally a song called Starlight. It was corny. Not corny. I shouldn't say that, but it wasn't Thriller. Yeah, it wasn't Thriller. Yeah. And Quincy was like, "That's cute." But you guys got to come a little more adult, a little more correct.
Exactly.
And so
sometimes it takes that outside ear, and that's really what I pride myself on as a producer. Like I feel like that's my superpower. Yeah. Like you can go on YouTube, look up thousands of hot beats. Like there's 1,000 people making cool ass beats right now. Like promise you, go on YouTube, look up any type beat, you're gonna find a dope one. But not everybody can like just take an objective point of view of somebody that they're a fan of and be like, and kind of just look at things like a puzzle. Like, okay, where are the pieces that are here, and then what are the pieces that we can like fill in with different color, or like, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's my superpower.
Producer.
That's my superpower.
That's a producer.
that's fucking exciting. I didn't know this about Mogul Talk. I didn't realize that Hugh had kind of like not giving the keys over, but been like, yo, like, let's do this.
We're both in the car together. You know what I mean? He's driving, I'm in the
100%.
passenger. I'm like, all right, we need to go this way.
Yeah, we're taking the left right now. Yeah.
Nah, real shit.
Exactly.
I'm super
Real shit.
excited about that. Is
Yeah.
this? Can we expect more from you guys, or is this gonna be Mogul Talk and you guys are like done? Like I'm not.
I don't know, bro. We got so much music, and bro,
We gonna be making music.
He was
we
my
the
actual
homies.
friend.
Yeah.
So it's
we making
so
we making moves together.
Right.
Like it's not just this.
right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I have success, Walt gonna have success. You know what I'm
love that.
saying?
If you have success, it's you gonna have success.
Vice versa.
Hell yeah, I'm already having success from fucking with Walt. It's already happening. So
I love that,
yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
That. Well,
going
man,
up, man.
Hugh, you move very correctly. I think you're like a model artist that a lot of like up and coming artists should look at.
Yeah, nigga, watch me, nigga.
Nah, because you really like you've gotten tons of accolades, but you haven't sold your soul yet. You haven't you haven't
I just
conformed.
sold bowls, not my soul, nigga.
I like that. He sells bowls, not his soul. That was a bar.
I like
No,
that too.
that was good.
All right,
That was
Mogul
good,
Talks.
honestly.
Mogul Talks out. When people see this, Mogul Talk is out.
Yeah,
Mogul Talk,
shit
Mogul
out
Talk,
right
Mogul
now,
Talk.
nigga. Mogul Talk.
Mogul
You see
Talk.
that hat?
I didn't get a hat. That's fucked up, man. I'm about to
We'll
erase.
get you a hat.
I'm erasing this
Yeah,
whole
we'll get you
interview.
a hat. We're gonna
This
get you a
shit's
hat.
never
You
gonna hit
come
the
tonight,
streets.
right?
What's tonight?
Oh,
Oh, I didn't even hear about tonight, everybody. I didn't hear about
Did
tonight.
I send you the listening party tonight? I sent you the invite.
Maybe you did. That's on me. If you did send me the invite, I
Hold
take
on,
full
hold on,
responsibility
man.
for my
Hold on, man.
actions. But if not, I'm up here tonight till late, but I can pull up after.
Yeah,
for
I sent you
sure.
the invitation.
Damn it, I fucked up.
there we go.
Yeah, I see it right here.
All right. I come through.
Right,
I
there we
live
go.
in
The
Mid-City.
hat'll be there.
I'm in
Yeah,
mid-city,
pull
so
up,
I'm
pull
right,
up.
There we go.
right
Yeah,
away.
it's right there. It's
Hell yeah.
right there.
All right, dope.
We're gonna
So,
have food and all that. You know, it ain't no party without no food.
last question. Is the food going to be vegan?
Yes, there's
Yes,
gonna be
it
vegan
is.
food, and there's
And
gonna
it's
be
gonna
some
be-
chicken in there.
That's
But
what I'm
is it
saying.
vegan food that you made?
So I am bringing some food that I made, but really the food is gonna be catered by the two homies.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to try your food. I have wanted to try your
So
food
shout out to the
for
two
a minute.
homies.
For a minute. All right,
And
guys.
I'm wearing Guilty
Anybody-
USA too.
Oh, who's it? What?
That's the brand.
Oh, okay. Guilty USA.
Big guilty. Come on now. Come on.
Dash Radio.
Who do you want to shout out? Anybody you guys want to shout out before we hop off?
That was my shout out.
Oh shit! Shout out Memo. That's my brand, clothing brand.
We on the promo tour.
Who else I got work out? Shout out my boy Mo Thorough. We got a project out right now.
Yep, shout out
Shout out Sham 1016. We got a
Yep.
project out right now.
my boy.
Shit. Shout out Key Riches. I love you, nigga.
Shout out Guilty. Like
Shout
you
out
said.
Guilty again. Come
Guilty
on, man.
USA. That's what we wearing.
I didn't bring my Guilty. I got a bunch.
You got Guilty.
I got some
pieces.
I got some unopened Guilty at the crib.
No pun intended. You are guilty for not bringing your guilty. Bro. No, I got it. If we're doing close
Shout out Habibi doing the BTS right now.
Come on, man.
Ethica sent me these blanks, and I've
Oh
been
yeah,
preaching
the
this.
Ethica. I'm I'm Team Ethica too.
Bro, they're
Yeah,
blank
no, I'm
tees.
Team Ethica.
Ethica, these are the greatest blank tees ever. I was on Top Man.
KY.
Bro, I got like 20
KY.
Top Man blanks. I'm about to throw them away.
Yeah.
These Ethica blank tees, Ethica, I will campaign for y'all.
Tees and draws,
Listen,
socks, Ethica.
their socks are crazy too.
It's draws,
No,
socks.
My favorite care package I've gotten to
Come
date
on.
was
I
from
love
Ethica.
essentials.
Oh,
I love
bro.
essentials.
But these teas are
the black
wild.
tees, the white tees.
Wild. I'm
Yeah,
literally
no,
gonna
they
make
hit.
content later just based on how much I love these fucking blanks.
Yeah,
they sent
facts.
me.
We can cut this part out and just send this to Ethica.
Ethica, boom, you got it. Alrighty, y'all. Mogul Talk out.
Mogul Talk,
out
Mogul
now.
Talk, Mogul Talk.
Mogul Talk.
fucking talk.
Thank you
Come on.
guys
See the
so
hat.
much. The
Shout
way
out to
I
Rogan.
look at it, some artists are like stocks, and I feel
Yeah.
like I'm really excited. I got to chop it up with Hugh back in like 2019, I think 2020.
2020,
and
yeah.
I'm still investing in Hugh.
That's right.
I'm
Keep
Hugh
investing in me because I'm gonna take you to the top, baby. Mogul Talk.
And
Mogul
shout
Talk,
out
Mogul
Walt,
Talk, Mogul
Walt
Talk,
Mansa.
my boy.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it for
Hugh.
having me.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
having us.
Of course, bro.
Mogul Talk.
Motherfucking talk.
Mogul Talk, Mogul Talk.
Out now, everybody.
See the hat,
Dash
bitch.
Radio. You guys know where to tap in and
Yeah.
hit us up. Where can they find you both on the gram?
Hugh Augustine MC on the gram.
At Walt Mansa on the gram. WALTMANSA.
Alrighty, everybody. Your boy Maiwan, Walt, Hugh, Mogul
already
Talk
know.
out now.
Peace.
Mogul Talk, Mogul Talk.
Mogul Talk.
Boom.